This week we built an adorable little stool for a toddler.
Yep, so put on your tools, guys. It's time for a make or break. Welcome back to Make or Break. I'm Rob.
And I'm Sarah, and this week our buddy Jay asked us to build a little stool for his daughters.
Yeah, and not just any stool. He pointed us to one that turns out to be the inspired work of one Aaron Spain, who we've previously interviewed on an episode of Meet a Maker.
So we decided to tackle the project ourselves, and here's how it went.
You know how sometimes you want to make something simple but meaningful? This project hit that spot for both Sarah and I. Our buddy Jay asked us to make this stool for his two little girls and pointed us to the plans from Aaron Spain. And just look at that thing. We couldn't wait to make it. Now the materials are pretty simple. We just needed a few pieces of 2x2 and a 1x10 for the top. Sarah first marked off the 2x2 pieces and cut them on the miter saw. First the 4 10-inch pieces, then the 2 8-inch pieces, and finally a single 4-inch piece. Next, we measured out the 1x10 to 14 inches, we adjusted the depth on the circular saw, and made the cut. Sarah started sanding all the parts so the little hands and feet won't get any splinters. I decided to quickly run over the edge of the top of the board as well. And Sarah worked her way slowly up to 220 grit on the top for a super smooth finish. Then we realized we forgot to cut the legs and the crossbars to 15 degrees, so we did that really quick with a miter saw. Next, we drilled a few pocket holes for some pocket screws, and finally screwed it all together. After marking the position for the legs on the top, we screwed it on as well. After that, it was time to stain, and we decided to use a light brown that turned out to be a little more brown than light, but it still looks so good. After we finished it all, we taped off the legs to give it a layer of white paint to make it look dipped. But as you can see here, taping all the way around the legs meant our line was at an angle to the ground, which just doesn't make any sense for a dipped leg. So after it dried, we removed the tape and decided to literally dip the legs. We filled one of these plastic liners with enough paint and dropped one leg in at a time. After we let it dry, we applied a coat of lacquer off camera and then had Sarah's daughter give it a test drive. And I think we can call that a success.
So we haven't given this stool to Jay and his daughters yet. I'm pretty convinced they're gonna love it at least as much as Sarah's daughter seems to like it.
She does like it a lot.
Honestly, it was a very, very easy build, something I highly recommend even to beginners.
Yep.
You can do it on a Saturday morning and it makes a really great gift.
Last week we walked you through a behind the scenes peek of how we built our sets here on YouTube.
Yep, you can watch that right here. We want to take a moment to thank Heart for sponsoring this episode and reminding us we can build anything we imagine if we do it with heart.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
All right, break's over.
Let's make something.